discussion leaders for the day. Thank you, Brad. And as usual, the keyboard, you just tell me where to go here.
Okay. We'll start on file maintenance for association equity share number 2. What the subject is equity share. And equity share gives you gives you some tools to make sure that your different packing houses, or in this case associations, get the percentage of orders that they're expecting to for a particular variety. It could be either district and variety, or it could be just a variety of any district. See on here, where the district is blank, those would be varieties where we don't care what the district is for all Valencia. You're gonna that particular association will get 10%. Okay. You can use the restrict to and type in go with E. Elliot, my notes in there.
Oh, you said 3 and I typed 2.
Okay. And looking at restrict to, you can see that those equity shares need to add up to 100%. As you're maintaining this file, you get a message whenever they're done. It's a warning message because we're not sure if the one you happen to be in is the one you want to change, or if you're still adding others, or if you want to go into some other one and change it. We can go show that.
One of these down here?
Yeah. Just change that percentage. Okay, so it basically tells you, okay, now all of your 3 limbs add up to 95%. So you need to somewhere come up with that other 5%, either on this one or on the other. Okay, let's go back to the other. We'll explain the other fields.
Oh, going where?
Do a 2 on any of them.
Okay.
Okay, so the equity share percent is the main field that we were just modifying. That's the percentage that you want that association to get of 3 lemons. You want them to get close to 20%, 25%. Okay. The plus percentage is tells you when you want to start getting a soft error. If you go above 27% in this case, then you're going to start getting soft errors in order processing if you add 3 lemons to this particular association during a particular week. It keeps track of this on a weekly basis. So during a week, if you go above 27%, then you start getting soft errors based on this record. Now we also have what we call global records. Those last 2 fields are for global records, but forget of that. Go into that first one as a global record because the exchange and association is 0. So this is saying for all 3 lemons, you have 2 global fields. The 1,000 is the threshold. And it says until your weekly sales are over 1,000, I don't care about the percentages because the very first guy that you give an order to, he's going to have 100%. So you don't want to get an error on that one. But once it's the volume for that week is to be 1,000 or above, then it starts reporting, hey, you're over. And like I said, on the first, the percentage for the individual associations are warning errors, but this second global percentage, global equity share limit, 2%, that's a hard error there. That says if you go over 2%, and actually it should be different than the other one that we had. The other one makes sense, it'd be a smaller percentage that you get a soft warning. But here, you get a hard error, and it causes that order to go to a special screen where it needs to get approval to continue with that particular association. The warning errors also give you other associations for that week that are very low, where you can consider moving it to a different location. Remember, this that we did for Sunkiss.
Hey, Brad.
And for Sunkiss,
Brad?
coded for them. Yes.
Let me stop you there before my head explodes.
Okay.
So if I'm understanding what you're saying is that you don't get any warning messages until 1,000 units are sold across the corporation,
You're not getting any messages at all.
right? And then once 1,000 units are sold, you can start getting messages, or you will start getting messages. And let's say in the case that you just described, where an association has a warning message of, let's say it's 5%. However, if the corporate percentage is 2, if you just
that, really the global limit should be bigger than the individual ones, because otherwise then you'll never really get a soft one.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
this is just fake data set up. I didn't think that through when I said that.
All right.
Probably should have made a global limit of 5% or 3% or something.
Okay. I'm good. Yep.
This is an apartment equivalent, I mean, it's kind of.
Right, this is standard cards, right. Okay, so now, where was I going before that? The global percentage, you end up on a special screen that requires approval by somebody who has the authority to give that approval. It may also change the association for you automatically. If you have commodities, if your commodities are set up with review or locations, then it will automatically move it to the review location set up for that commodity. So that the association that you originally put the order in for won't start working on the order because it's sitting there, they think they didn't have an order that they need to deal with. It'll automatically switch it to the review location so that nobody's really working on the order until it's approved, and then the person who approves it can move it back to whatever location he wants to, either the same location where it came from, or if he wants to change the equity shares, that he can move it from other locations that's low in equity share.
Brad?
Yes.
That review location would likely be a fictitious location at just some manager's desk, for lack of a better term?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So you could look at just that location to find things that need a review for a particular commodity.
Got it.
So we have a special screen set up just for orders that needing review.
Okay.
And which I guess we'll go to here shortly. Is there anything else I wanted to show you here before we do that?
There's nothing on here at the customer level.
If you put an asterisk in
Just doesn't
the
go that level.
district
Yeah, no,
type,
it's strictly to make sure that your participating packing houses are getting their fair share of the business.
Yeah,
Really nothing to do with the customers at all.
yeah. 'Cause I know at Schlein Fresh, that's more what
Oh,
they're concerned with, is
okay,
that
so
they're
that-
getting, everybody's
the
concerned that
asterisk
they're getting their share
of
of
the
the certain
Walmart
type
business.
of business,
Yeah.
the Kroger business, the
Yeah,
Walmart
yeah.
business, those kind of things.
where
And we have lots of
blank
conference
out that
reports
asterisk and put it in
watching
manual.
those type of things.
Yeah. You can see, now you're seeing all the labels, but you're seeing 1s and 2s. So that's what the asterisk does for you, is to show me where you've set up a variety where it could be any district. Okay? Blank basically means show me any district. Asterisk means show me only the blank district. Okay? Got it. Because you can put a blank district in, and that means any district is available for the equity share. Okay? Okay, so that's set up the equity share. Then in the background, there's a summary file that every time you add an order, it records the fact that you've got an order for this association in this particular week. And that's what keeps track of how much you've had for each week, and if it gets above the percentage that it's supposed to, then you end up on the review screen. So go to the review screen. Yeah.
Brad?
Yeah.
Assuming that there's nothing set up for a particular variety, then no equity share comes into play, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And there's even an equity share in the orders, whether or not you want an order to apply to equity or not.
You mean there's a flag in the order?
There's a flag. I'm not sure why they would not want one to apply when it's set up. I know that the export does not apply. Domestic only, the way that, and this is set up for just Sunkist right now. So if you wanted to use this, we'd have to put a company control flag in somewhere. The other reason why it's only Sunkist is that flag that I'm telling you about, the equity flag, is where your miscellaneous expense flag currently is on the order detail screen. It used to be on the header screen, but we moved it to the detail so that if they had a need for having an order where one variety might be on equity and another variety might not be on the equity on the same order. So they wanted to do it at the detail level. And there's rules for how they can change that. They don't want the packing house users to be able to change the equity flag yes or no. They want the person setting up the order or somebody at the sales office to maintain those flags. When they add a line, the equity flag is blank so that it forces them to pick yes or no. If they pick, whether they pick yes or no, then that variety for the rest of that order is going to be yes or no unless they change it. So if they pick one line for navels on an order, then any other lines they add for navels will be in the same equity flag. If they happen to change it on a second or third line, it gives you a warning and says, hey, we're going to change all the navels more than one record to that value, and that's fine. Now, your packing house users sometimes can add lines, and when that happens, it looks to see if that variety is already on the order. If it is, it uses that same flag, yes or no. If it's a brand new variety, then it automatically defaults to no if it's packing house users. They don't want packing house users to make that kind of decision. Okay?
All right.
All right. So, order process. Great. And number 3, sales inquiry. And F21 is the screen that allows you to review orders that need review. And there's 3 different kinds of screens here that where orders that may need review. The first one that comes up is non-compliant pricing. That's a feature that you could use if you were using price scales. Price scales, you could put in minimum prices, and if the user tries to set up a price, an order with a price below that minimum price, it would show up here and require approval by somebody in order to continue from there. Blank out the top of commodity variety. Just get to the screen, I want to see them all. Now F15 will toggle you through the different types of orders. F15, we're now looking at flex prices. Most of them have to do with non-compliant pricing. Flex pricing just means that it's a price that's not equal to the scale price that was entered for that particular product. Doesn't necessarily mean it's below. If it were below, it would be on the non-compliant pricing. These flex prices don't need approval, but the non-compliant do. Press F15 again. That's all I have to do with non-compliant pricing. One more time, I think we'll get, there we go, finally. The equity share orders. And here's where if you've entered an order and you went above threshold and your equity is above the global limit and above your normal equity share, it will show up on this screen and require somebody else who has authority add to enter 9 to approve that order. Okay. There's let's do one F15 one more time. There is another restricted inventory. That's one. That's another feature that we have where you can restrict, where it requires approval. Where if you have some items that are short supply and you didn't want just anybody selling them, you could set them up as a restricted inventory item and require them to get special approval to send them to a customer. So if you had good customers that you want to make sure they got the product that you happen to be short of, then you could set that product up as restricted inventory. If you get F20, you can see that's where you set it up. And you can say within this date range, I have these and it's pieces of the item code. So you can say for that you're saying for an export order, pick one, floods, size 48. You're running short, so you want to restrict that item. So anybody who puts in an order that fits that description, they'll get a message that it requires approval, and it will show up on the screen that requires somebody to do an option 9 approve to release that particular order.
Hey, Brad?
Yes.
That restricted inventory, yeah, Brooke just took the words out of my mouth. That's across any inventory location, correct?
Yes, if it's for any inventory location, and I don't think there's any restriction as a client or anything. This is something you can set up. It doesn't really have anything to do with equity share, but because it's on the same cycle of screens, I'd show it to you because it sounds like something that can be useful.
Yeah, I never heard of it, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's something we added in the last 2 or 3 years.
All right.
And the equity share, I think the last change we made to that was to put it at the detail level. So that it was at the header level a couple of years ago. And we changed that to put that at the detail so that you could have some product on an order that put on hold while the rest, another variety doesn't go on hold.
Okay. Hold on a second. Out of curiosity, do you know if there's any? There got to be situations like that where they're saying this inventory is just primo. Did they tag it with an inventory code now, or they've got to be segregated?
Where they maybe do it internally,
right?
Just within their sales of floor. So don't sell this. This is mine for this special customer.
Right.
Possibly.
Okay. All right, Brad. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay because I'm kind of done. I think that's all there. I can't think of anything else to say about it. I told you who can change the equity flags and who can't.
Back in
Reporting.
I'm not sure why everything in a variety isn't an equity. For some reason, they have the ability to set up certain orders that don't affect equity.
Brad, any kind of reporting?
No, not really. On the maintenance, I believe you can look at statistics. I don't think the statistics are very good on this environment because I was just doing demo data, but I did do a little bit, do in the bottom, do 8 on the bottom one. And just looking at that, here you can see this particular one happened to get. It looks like while we were doing our testing, we used this association most of the time for one naval. So normally your book quantity and ship quantity would be different than the corporate quantity, and you wouldn't see 100%. Okay, and I looked at a different one also for one naval. You do an F3, and you get the same, not roll forward, naval. No. You get the same percentages for the corporate, but we haven't done anything for that particular station. So just imagine 10% there, or 20%. You do have the ability to see how they're doing so far and what they've been doing each week versus the corporate. But I didn't see any printouts.
Is there flags in the system to say whether or not you're using compliant pricing, price scales, etc., so that when you go into the driver screen, you don't have to hit F15 5 times? Hello? Hello? Damn it.
It's weird.
We lost voice. There. Hello? Damn it. Calling back.
You do the mic and
Oh, well, last time we did it took forever to
switch
sync.
over.
Yeah. Let me try it. Hello?
There are 11 other callers on the call.
Kathy?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what happened to our regular phone connection, but we just switched over to VoIP. So we've been off the voice for a minute and a half.
That's wild.
And the last thing I asked was, is there some kind of a switch that says whether you're using compliant pricing and et cetera, so that you don't have to toggle through those non-compliant screens?
Not sure.
All right.
I know it always goes non-compliant first. Maybe a switch flag to use or not.
Okay.
I think there is. But I mean, if you were wanting to use equity share, in addition to giving you a flag to do that, we can apply it regular first.
Right. I can't believe I'm going to ask this next question, but is the data area for what client you are? What's it called? Like KA client or something?
FR data on
FR data. I'm sorry. Say again.
FR data lab. The same one from the client, I believe we APGL. Although I haven't seen a few that use that one and I haven't helped out also.
All right. Well, I noticed that you were going through the generic menuing system to get at this, but unless the data lib says SKG or something, I won't be able to pop it up in order processing.
Exactly, yeah. You'd be able to set up your maintenance, be able to come to the non-compliance screen, you would not be able to get anything on equity. You have no way to put a yes on equity there. The head field, well, the no for all of them.
I'm not so much worried about that flag on the screen, but I won't get the warning messages or anything unless I get the right client code in there.
Right. In order for it to even be considered for the warning, you have to have a step.
All right.
Still not have. You'll have to.
Okay.
Adam, you hear that?
Oh yeah, we can hear that. I don't know what it is.
You guys have any other questions, Sam?
Brooke brought up a question earlier. Really didn't have anything to do with this session, at least in my head. But same kind of scenario. Is there anything in the system that has equity share, for lack of a better term, at the customer level, so that the organization knows who's getting the Walmart business and Kroger business and etc.?
No, we don't. We have that as a customer.
Okay. I don't have any more questions here. Hold on, please.
What our exchange set up, the way we have our exchange and association set up, would that work with us?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, if they wanted to drill deeper at the packing house level, no. But I don't know that they'd really care to. I don't know that they wouldn't care to, but I can't see why.
This is the production exchange now. Okay, 'cause like at Apple Gebber's Farms,
Uh-huh.
they pack mostly everything at 2021 and 2022.
Mhm.
But sometimes we take their fruit over to Apple House.
Hold on a second.
This fruit that normally went here sometimes will be packed at 2031.
Mm-hmm.
But they should all share in the same equity share because they're all really
Well, it's not us
they're really all associated. You know, we're
at
all
the exchange
at
level,
the
really.
exchange level, not to that.
Hey, Brad, would this work at the exchange level without the association, like a 0-0 association?
Right now it's set up for association, but I wouldn't say it's a hard change to make work.
Agreed. All right. I'll try to play around with it, but I might have to ask about the data library. I'm not sure if I even want to, but if I want to get at it, I need to. So I haven't messed with that data area.
What I tend to do when I want to play with a client code with somebody else's data, the library will that FR data area, the other client code.
Well, that's a good idea. All right. That's a whole lot safer. That way I don't dink around with anybody else who might be testing. Okay.
Right, the other one nearby.
Yep. Good idea. Okay. Great. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you.
All righty.
We'll talk to you guys a little bit later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
I thought about it.